RusAme reader, Rosong, and today I will be reading to you from Rival Schools by Cake. Now, on to Chapter 14, Too Close to the Sun. Sirens. That's all Russia heard. The sirens. Sirens, ever so loud, approaching the house. He had finally gotten his cast off and was rushing to hide everyone and himself. His dad was helping as well. "Russia, keep them all quiet," he whispered, shutting the door. It was a hidden room, locked behind his library bookcase. Well, rather, it was a staircase that led to a secret room under the foundation. Rich people shit. That's what America called it. Russia carefully treaded down the staircase, it being narrow and winding, uneven step lengths threatening to push Russia into a wall and down the stairs. He managed to reach the bottom without dying and looked around the room, noting the group of the youngest laying and sleeping on a couch with Canada and Ukraine sitting by them. America awkwardly sitting in a corner. Russia walked over to him and sat down next to America, immediately getting roped into a tight hug. "I'm sorry," America whispered. "I didn't want this to happen. I didn't mean it to." Russia laid his head on America's shoulder, kissing the other's neck delicately. He was unable to verbally comfort him, his own nerves on the end as well, so he opted to physically comfort. He knew America could not allow himself to be forgiven. He'll always carry the guilt deep within, but a little comfort right now would go a long ways. America softly cried into Russia, not wanting to alert the others and keep this moment between him and Russia. Russia kissed America on the cheek and whispered into his ear, although it was in Russian, so there was no chance America could understand it. "I'm getting your family arrested, I'm putting us all into holding, and it's all because I have a big mouth and I decided to fuck you," America mumbled, tears streaming down his face. "This was a mistake. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have dated you. Now you're in danger." "Ukraine, my dad, my grandfather, and I are all willing to do this, no matter what. And I'm sure Bella might be too young to fully understand, but she made friends and she loves you, and she would follow you around if she could. You couldn't control whether you were abused or not, whether your sisters would be in danger or not. It's all fine, don't worry." "You don't get it. This wouldn't have happened if I just dropped you off at the hospital, if I didn't think I had to be nice," America yelled, catching the attention of the others. Russia tried to quiet him purely for the fact that they could get caught, but America persisted. "If I didn't stay with you that night, or if I didn't just try to hop the fucking fence, everything would be better." "America, you're going to get us caught," Canada harshly whispered, Ukraine jumping up and running up the staircase to check the entrance to ensure they were safe. "It's all my fault. It would have just been easier if I killed them, not take their daughters and run. But now we're here, and we need to think of solutions for the present rather than the past," Russia replied, pulling America into a hug again. "Why don't you take a nap and cool down? We can talk about this later." "It's my fault," America mumbled again, wrapping his arms and legs around Russia. "You don't believe that. Don't force yourself to." America continued to mumble incoherent words and sentences before he finally drifted to sleep, Russia rubbing his back as it happened. Ukraine soon reappeared, coming back downstairs carefully, nodding once she was fully down. "The police are searching the premises. We need to stay put." The group then fell quiet for the next few hours. The younger ones of the group fell asleep, and Canada and Ukraine chatted amongst themselves, leaving Russia to hold America as he slept. It was a long few hours, Russia almost falling asleep multiple times himself, but he decided to stay awake. Finally, Russian Empire had appeared on the stairs, giving the all clear. However, he did not head back up, instead walking back to where Russia sat, crouching down. Is he asleep or just resting his eyes? Asleep, Russia replied. I heard him screaming. The police did not. He is very lucky. I'm scared he'll run again and turn himself in. Fear does many things to a person, and for every person a new thing is most prevalent. When in fear, I could hide, you could run, he could cry. All the while your sister Ukraine could find refuge and Bella could sleep the fear away. America, however, has many approaches to fear. He seems to rotate through them because his brain tries to find one that will benefit everyone rather than save himself. He chose to smuggle his sisters out of his parents' grasp, but didn't think to call federal authorities rather than local authorities. Funny how it works, He is unique, and he'll do whatever he thinks will benefit everyone, even if it doesn't benefit himself. Dad, what if he gets hurt? Rosia, my dear, everyone gets hurt. It's a question of how he'll recover from it, whether he gets the proper treatment. You can get broken up with and go to a surgeon. It makes more sense to go to family, friends, or a therapist. But if you accidentally lose a finger, you can't go to a dentist just because they know how to put teeth back. You need to go to the emergency room and see the nurses and doctors who will help you there. Do you see, if he seeks the right treatment, whether that be you, his friends, or a hospital, he'll be fine. He's got the brain to do so as well. It is nothing to fret about. Here, let's get up and get him onto the couch upstairs. When he wakes up, we will have dinner. Da? Spasiba, Dad. Разберися. That roughly translates to let's sort it out. Russia slowly got up with the older man's help and picked America up, the smaller boy practically latching himself onto Russia. The two slowly made their way upstairs after Russian Empire picked up a sleeping New Zealand and the two Russians and carried them upstairs, laying them on the couches of his large family room, where the others were. What are we doing for dinner, Dad? Oh, I'm thinking of making porizoki for dinner with honey kvass to drink and berry marozhene for dessert. How's that sound? Marozhene! Belarus screamed, waking up the previously sleeping New Zealand. It's ice cream. Bella loves her sweets, Ukraine explained to a confused Canada, who only nodded. I think you'll like the dinner, and kvass is basically children's beer. Is it safe for kids to drink? Oh, absolutely. Don't fret, dear. I can get you something else if you don't want it, Russian Empire said, sitting down in an armchair. I'd love to try it. I'm just more concerned about my sisters, but they'll eat or drink anything. Living in our house has its benefits, I guess. Don't be afraid to ask for anything or say you don't like anything here. Some things are of an acquired taste. Like caviar, Russia jumped in. I think it's nasty, but Yuki, Bella, and Papa will eat it. What's caviar? Canada asked, a bit flustered. Salmon eggs. Tiny little pearls. You see, Aunt Yukata didn't mind the taste, but the feeling of it always threw it off, and she couldn't eat it. Ew, America mumbled, picking himself up and rubbing his eyes. Is it slimy too? It can be, yes. Count me out. The group laughed at his reaction, Russia looking at America with an amused look. Once the group started talking again, Russia grabbed America's hand and placed a kiss on the back of it, before pulling America into a kiss. "Are you feeling all right?" he whispered. "Better, but I wouldn't say great. Thank you for caring about me." "I would care for you in every universe, even if we both looked different and had different needs. I would not give these moments up for anything, and will continue to love and care for you until we've both been in our graves for long enough to be in the afterlife together." "Since when were you a romantic?" "Since I met you." "Cheesy ass. I love you." "I love you too." And that's the end of this chapter. I hope you enjoyed. Anyway, I'd like to invite you to join the Discord, which is linked down in the description below. That being said, I hope you have a nice rest of your day, night, or whatever it is for you. Just enjoy your time. And I will see you tomorrow.